Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. It's Anita Haines here with Stamp with Anita. Welcome to my studio. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. We had a very busy Easter weekend, some time with the kids. Always such a blessing to have them all together, and a blessing when it's all quiet again. Who else is in that season of life? But truly, I feel totally blessed to have them here. Not everyone could make it, but almost all of them. So again, I hope you had a wonderful Easter and got to spend some special time with family or friends to celebrate. But welcome today, winding down to the end of the current catalog here coming. So this is the current catalog that's out right now. And the last day that you'll be able to purchase from this, this is May the 5th, I believe. There's lots of things that are leaving us or moving to the last chance list because we have lots of fun things coming. You're going to be super excited about that. It's also winding down this publication as well. So this was the mini that came out in January, and they will be leaving us at the same time, as well as a number of products that are on the last chance list. I mean, that are on the, online exclusives list. So there's things that are in the mini catalog, things in the main catalog, and things on the online exclusives that are all going to the last chance list. So there's not a specific deadline, even though the sale of this catalog is only to the end of, well, it says the end of April, but really it goes into like May 5th. But when things get moved to that last chance list, then there's no guarantee that how long they will be there. So I'm going to be sharing today one of my very favorite, I know I've shared this, this set a number of times, is the Changing Leaves. That I absolutely love, and that's on the last chance. And it actually had, it was part of a bundle. It had a coordinating die and folder that went with it, and the die and folder are already gone. So, but the stamp set is still available, and this stamp set's normally $20. Some of the items on the last chance list are full price. Some of them are on sale. This one's half off, so you can grab this for $10 for as long as it's available. Again, if you have the bundle, you're blessed because you got the die and the folder with it, but it's still a great set, even separate from that. What I'm going to do is share how to make this card, and what I wanted to do was focus on these 5 InColors that are also retiring, that are being moved, because every year we come out with 5 new InColors that stay for 2 years, and then they retire to make room for the next 5. So we have some exciting new colors coming, but these sadly are leaving us. The way I'm doing this, you literally could use any colors you wanted. What I'm going to do is go ahead and flip my camera around so that I can get you down here to my desktop. This is what I'm going to share, just the concept of making this card. Again, using this set that is retiring, it's leaving us. Again, you can get it for half off. It's normally $20, and you can get it for $10 right now. It's a photopolymer clear set, so I absolutely love it. Easy to stamp with. It's got these beautiful leaves, but it's got some wonderful sentiments as well. What I decided to do with this project is to go ahead and start it from the actual beginning to show you how to make this card, starting from even cutting the paper. Let me slide this up so I can get all this in. Here's my paper trimmer. If you don't have this tool, this is another tool that is just so awesome to have. It is a hard worker for cutting and scoring and measuring. I absolutely love my paper trimmer. So I'm just taking a piece of our Whisper White, and you could use our regular or our thick. I think I'm just using the regular for this one. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in at 5.5. And yes, I use my paper trimmer upside down. I don't know why. I think because when I first demoed and people were watching me, it was right side up for them. But I've just gotten used to this, using it this way. Plus, I like using it this way because this arm comes out. So if I'm trying to do measurements that are longer than this 6 inches, I've got it right here. That makes it just easy for me to do. We are going to be going to 5.5, and I'm using the cutting blade. This has 2 blades. This is the cutting, and the lighter gray is the scoring blade. So I'm going to take it and flip it. Now I want to score it, so I'm going to go out to the 4.25. Get this cutting blade out of the way, and then I'm just going to score it. And this gives me a nice score line in here so that I can fold it in half. And then I still like to use my bone folder to kind of get that nice and crisp. And then for this, for the layering, this has got a layering piece on it. I'm going to cut another piece, and it's going to be 1/4 of an inch smaller all around, which will give me an 1/8 of an inch border. So I'm going out to the 4 and then to the 5.25, like so. So this is going to give me my layering piece. And then this one is going to be my piece that I'm going to use to stamp on. Let me pull in, do I have, yes I do. I like to, when I'm using these photopolymer stamps, I really like to have this sponge pad underneath. It's actually our piercing pad. I already got my stamp mounted on there. See, it's nice photopolymer. It's on a huge block. When I'm using large blocks like this, I actually like to stamp a little different. Usually I take the stamp, well, let's open up the ink pad here, and I ink it up this way and then stamp it down. But when I'm using a big image like this, I really like to lay the image down and just kind of tap the ink pad on top of it. This way, especially with it being large, I can see that everything is stamped nicely. And then take this and stamp this down on this piece of scrap. So you only need 1 piece of cardstock for this whole project. So it gives me, I just love it. Like I said, I just love this stamp set. And then, like I said, it had a coordinating die that would cut this out. If you don't have that, this is an easy enough image that you could just trim around very easily and cut it out. But by the magic of studio magic, I've already got one cut out that I did cheat, and I used the die. Like I said, that die is no longer available. Let me go ahead and pull in my pieces and parts and show you what we're going to do. So I'm going to take this piece right here, which was the layering piece that's going to go on here, and I'm going to pull this back in, and actually I'm going to pull in a piece of scrap grid paper real quick. Let's move this out of the way. And actually I probably don't need this right now, but just this. All right, what I'm going to do to make these circles, what I did is I made a template. Basically I made a stencil. I used the 1 3/4 inch. You could use any circle punch or die that you have, and I had cut out a circle out of just a piece of scrap cardstock. And then I'm going to be using these blender brushes, which I've shared with you guys before, and then I'm going to go ahead and open up some of these ink pads. Maybe we'll just start with one, and I'm going to position this where I want it to go, and I know I want this circle to be about here. So I'm going to, oops, let's get the right one. I'm going to lay it into the ink pad to pick up some ink. And then I like to start outside and work my way in. That way, because a lot of times when you first go down, you get a little bit darker. And this way you can kind of control the darkness. You can go as light or dark as you want. The more ink you apply, the darker that image is going to get. So I just kind of want it to be light. So I'm going to take that one and put that one aside. That was the wild wheat. Let me pull this down. I'll put all these in here so you can see them. Let's see, that was the wild wheat. And then let's do the copper clay. Again, same thing. I'm dipping it in there. And then this one I'm going to have up here, and it's going to go off the page. I'm going to start off and then go on to my piece like so. And then I'm actually going to do another one of that. Well, no, I think I want to do, I'm going to save that. I was thinking it was the same, but we're going to go with the mauve on the other one. Let's go to the blue. This is the boho blue. Like I said, I know for sure that this one is already gone. sadly. It's one of my favorite colors. I'm gonna put this one right about here. It's kind of almost in the center of the card, and bring that blue in. It's a nice warm blue. So I've got that. And then now we're gonna pull in the Moody Mauve. Shut this boho blue. We're not gonna need that one. And let me see, I'm gonna try to brush some of this off because I'm gonna put this in that. I should have a different one of these for each color, but I'm kind of cheating. I can get enough of that off. I think I should be okay. Yeah. So this is, compared to the copper clay, it's got a lot more red in it than the copper clay. So I'm going to use this right about here. Again, start off and work on. There we go. I just love the way that that is coming out so far. And then last down here is the pebbled path. And let's see, brush this off. Maybe actually I think I'll use the one that I had the blue on. It's probably the closest. So this is the pebbled path, which is like more, it's a very warm gray. See that? So we're going to use that down here. And again, you could use any colors. You could use the new InColors coming in. You could use like monochromatic so that they're all kind of on, you know, different blues. If it was like bubbles, like on a scrapbook page with different blues, that would be fun if you're doing like a page with your kids in the bath. How cute would that be? Okay, I'm done with this. So let's get this out of the way. Pull this back over. I'm using some of the sentiments out of here. So I'm going to be using the thank you. Let's get it the right way. And actually, I'm going to wait to put that down after I put this leaf on. Let me go ahead and glue that down first. This is really simple. I am going to just glue the leaf straight down onto here. And I think I'm going to go ahead and use our green glue. You could use whatever favorite adhesive that you have. I'm trying to find my readers so I can actually see what I'm doing here. All right. I'm going to just use the green glue. A little goes a long way. I don't need a ton. But this will also allow me to like kind of position it. The nice thing about the multi-purpose liquid glue is it gives you a minute, not a minute, it gives you a few seconds to kind of get it positioned right before it is permanent. We're going to lay this down right about here. There we go. Oh, I'm so sad that this pebbled path is gone because I absolutely love that color. Okay, so now I'm going to take that thank you, ink it up, and I'm just going to stamp it. I'm going to get above it here so I can stamp straight down here. Right about there. Perfect. All right, and then what else I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out our markers. Now, our markers, the Stampin' Write markers, I think on these InColors, again, this is 2023 to 2025 that's going to be leaving. I think these are still available as of, you know, 20 minutes ago. You could still get these. So I'm going to pull out the pebbled path. And I'm just going to add some detailing. I used to do a lot of this kind of thing. I saw this idea from another demonstrator, and I thought, you know, I haven't done this in a while, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. You could use a ruler. Actually, I want to use the detail side. This side has a brush, which you can tell which side is which if you pay attention before opening it. This one's got a wide band around it, and this one's got a little tiny narrow band around it, and I actually want that narrow one, so it's more of a bullet point. I'm going to take this, and again, if you really wanted to, you could use a ruler, but I'm going to go for it, and I'm just going to go, and I'm kind of getting close to that leaf, so I'm just going to skip it, go up, and then I'm going to go straight across here, and it's totally fine if it's crooked. It's kind of the charm of this look. On the other card, it came down right to the thank you, so I kind of skipped it. but on this one it was the leaf, so I must have positioned it a little different. So there you go. And then to add some, you know, fun to it, I'm going to add some little squiggles. And this is so, like, seriously, don't even think about it. Like, I'm just adding squiggles. Don't make it more complicated swirls. Just, sometimes I like to add little dots. And then let's do one right about here. It's basically a doctor's signature. That's what I feel like. The squiggles on a prescription or something. It just adds some detail. It makes it a little more handmade, and I just love it. I just think it goes really well with these leaves. That's that. And then I'm going to go ahead and layer it onto the piece of white that I already have. And this is where I'm going to pop up a little bit. I want to pop this up. So I'm going to take dimensionals, and I'm going to be using a ton on this because I really want it, not a ton, I guess, but I do want it to pop. If I had some edges, I could have just used the edges all around, but I'm out of edges here. I save every little piece of these dimensionals. Let's add some right there and some right here. And one more right here. Yeah, so that's probably more than I normally put on a card. And then I'm gonna pull it down here so I can actually see it. Sorry if I'm out of the camera. Looks like I'm still in there. So I've popped it up, and it's something you probably can't tell on the camera, but in person, it's just kind of a nice little detail that it's popped up. And then to finish this card off, put this back. Again, you can still get these InColor markers. As of a few minutes ago, I want to stamp the inside. And again, there's a couple different things that would go really well with this thank you. I couldn't have done it without you would be great. Even just a little note to brighten your day. But I decided to use this amazing statement. Let's pull back in the pebbled path. I still want to say pebbled pink for some reason. And then stamp this straight down. You are amazing in every single way. Looks like I got a little smudge there. But you know what I could do to hide this little smudge? There's always a way. Let's see. Let's pull out. I was going to pull out another smaller leaf, but I think instead what I'm going to do is pull the leaf back in that we used on the front. Okay, and my scrap paper back in. And what I'm going to do is stamp it off. And I might stamp it off a few times because I want it to be a lot lighter. And then I'm just going to try to... Well, I didn't do that very well. Let's see. I wonder if I could... Do you think I could line it back up? You know why? These photopolymers, like I said, I really like to lay a sponge underneath of it, the pad. I don't know if I can line this back up. What do you think, ladies? We're going to try it. I've kind of got the camera in my way, so that might be more difficult than it looks. But we're just going to go with it, whatever it looks like. That's pretty daggone close. It's a little off, but there we go. That's probably the look I was going for. Was that really subtle leaf. There we go. So we just done that. Wasn't planning on that, but that's just another way to... There's always a way to fix things, right, ladies? All right. And then last, to finish this card off, I took a piece of our twine, the baker's twine that we have, and I pulled the fibers apart. So it comes where it's like this, and if you take it and pull on it, and you can pull the fibers apart like that. So I did that, and I made a bow. And then I'm just going to take a glue dot. It's the best way I have found to put on things like this, and attach the glue dot to that. And then a lot of times what I like to do is stick it either on the tip of my snips or even my pick tool. Where's my pick tool? this one, the pick tool, I could stick it on here, and it makes it easier for me to figure out where I want it to go. And I think I want it to go right about there, like so. And then we've got bling, and I'm choosing to use, this is the Pecan Pie and Clear Ribboned Adhesive Back Dots. Oh my heavens, how many words can you get into one product? That is a lot, but they're really pretty. I don't know if you can see in the camera, but it says ribbon because inside the image there, it's like this little swirl of ribbon, and it's really cool. So I'm going to use the clear on this one. Pull these up. I'm going to stick one here and a smaller one. Oops. Right here. Actually, we're going to go there because, do you see here, I've got another little smudge. I don't know. See, because I get ink all over me. I can't stamp without getting ink on me. So I'm just going to take this and cover it like that. And then we're going to add a few more up this way. Does anybody else do that? Cover up the little smudges that way. I'm going to put one, I think I want one there, so I'll put this one here, and then I'll do one of the bigger ones. It has like two different colors and 2 different sizes on here. And this one, I think I want it right on the leaf. So I can take that aside. So there it is. It's got the bling, a very quick and simple card. Again, this could be any colors that you have, a simple punch that you just punch out to use as a stencil. This could be any shape, really. Maybe you have a leaf punch or something like that. You could even, or any of our dies, and make a stencil and then use our blending brushes. These come in 2 sizes, and they come in a set of 3, but you get either, you can get the smaller one or the larger one. And I just end up washing these, soap and water, wash them, let them dry, and they're good to go. So literally any shape or colors, and then really anything here, anything that's nice and flowy, whatever image you have, the leaf just works really well. And then you are amazing in every single way. So there are those. I did do a different one here. This one, I did the colors a little darker, a little bolder. I also used both of the gems off of this pack right here. This is on the last chance list, and I know it's on sale too. I don't have the price, but I know I saw it's still there and it's on sale. But this one, I used a die out of a different set that's also on the last chance list. Let me pull this in real quick. This Flowers of Beauty stamp set, which is awesome. It's another 2-step stamp, and then it's got these dies, and I almost love the die set more than I love the stamp set. But I used this die right here and put on that card. And sadly, this was cut out of that pebbled path, which I know is gone. The cardstock is gone. I believe the ink is still there, but there are those cards. How fun are those? So let me flip you back around. All right. So again, I just wanted to hop on really quick and just show you something with some of the last chance items that are leaving. And I think that's super cute. Pretty close to this one. But just a fun way to use stencils, to use punches that you have, any stamp set. But again, all these colors are leaving. This stamp set is leaving. So make sure you hop on. And because a lot of people didn't even know this stamp set existed because it wasn't in the catalog. It is an online exclusive. And I know it can be frustrating because a lot of the online exclusive people are like, I didn't even know that they existed. But they're doing that because it gives them, Stampin' Up, an opportunity to give us more product more quickly. Because let's face it, this catalog that's retiring, that's leaving us right here, has been out for a year. So a lot of people have already bought from it and they're wanting something new. And we do have minis that come out But the online exclusives just gives us an opportunity to bring product to you even quicker and more often. So make sure when you do shop on my website that you check under online exclusive. They do have under the products, they have a separate category that says online exclusives, and double check those so you don't miss. And right now when you're on the website too, there should be a category that does say last chance. But when you put in any number or look for an product, it'll tell you once you open it up that it's on the last chance, and it'll let you know if it's on sale or not. So I'm glad you joined me in my studio today. I'm excited about this new catalog that's coming out. And this one starts on May the 6th. And if you don't have your copy yet, please reach out to me because I have copies here in the studio. And so we can arrange a pickup, or I can send it out to you if you're not local. I'd love to get that in your hands, and there'll be lots of new online exclusives too that'll be coming. So I'm super excited, and thanks for joining me today. And I hope you enjoyed this changing leaves card using these InColors and just this fun, quick technique. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.